Kansas City Chiefs, who is still the Kansas City Chiefs, went into Baltimore and out-physicaled them, out-disciplined them, out-created them. They got a massive win over a very dominant Baltimore Ravens team who played their worst game when the lights were the absolute brightest. And then in the second game, the NFC Championship was decided in Santa Clara, California, when the brand new Lions got out to a 17-point lead by halftime.
Hell yeah.
24-7 going into the half in Santa Clara. Brock Purdy sucks. The Niners are nothing post the bye week that they got after they earned the #1 seed just a few weeks ago. They snuck by the Green Bay Packers, only played about 5 minutes of good football last week. And then this week, they don't even know what football is. Then Nick Bosa, Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, Kittle, and others spoke up at halftime. And in the third quarter, 17-0 against the Detroit Lions, 24-24 going into the fourth quarter. It was magnetic. And now the Super Bowl is set. The Kansas City Chiefs, who've been to 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls.
Whoa. Jesus.
4 of the last 5 Super Bowls.
Wow.
Good football team.
Yeah.
With Taylor Swift and the Swifties in cargo right next to him. I hate that team. I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl because they're on it. Travis Kelce, Experian Travis, Subway Travis. I hate this guy. I ain't going to watch him. Taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I hate this team. Oh, Brock Purdy, I hate him.
Game manager.
They pay everybody. Everybody in the Super Bowl. The NFL's got to be pumped is what everybody says. But if you read what the internet says, nobody's pumped. So does that make the NFL pumped? Who knows? What we do know is that these two teams, one of them leading the NFC all year to a #1 seed in a revenge tour after everybody getting hurt in the first quarter of the NFC Championship last year, being dominant from start to finish, with a little bit of a hiccup in the middle when Debo and Trent Williams were injured. But immediately afterwards, this man, the game manager of all game managers in his second year, alongside that big brain of Kyle Shanahan, are going to have some special things in store. Because there's videos hitting the internet of George Kittle from the last Super Bowl, where Jimmy G was their quarterback, if you do recall, and they had to lead over the Kansas City Chiefs, where George Kittle, kind of crying and emotional at the end of the game, saying, this is not the last time I'm going to be here. This is not the last time I'm going to be here. Well, he's back, taking on a team that has basically made the home of the Super Bowl. And they'll be playing in a postseason game in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas before the Raiders will be playing in a postseason game in Las Vegas in Allegiant Stadium. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. The lead-up is going to be bananas, and we'll be there every step of the way. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Good-looking dog on the chest call, man.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I wore it just because, Kansas City Chiefs were dogs. I doubted them. I thought the Ravens were going to do it, and it was kind of cool watching it back. As you said, 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls, New England did that, 2014 and 2018, and it was on the other side for myself watching it, what you guys got to experience watching New England. Like, just the first drive, and Gumpy mentioned this before the show, the first drive, Kansas City just walking down the field and scoring, it was, okay. So this is what it is like to not root for the team that is always going to end up either in the championship game on, Conference Championship Sunday or the Super Bowl. And it's sweet to watch. Like, I think it's cool to at least appreciate Mahomes, Reed, Kelce, Chris Jones, all those guys, how amazing it is that they've done it again. And obviously with the Taylor Swift stuff, people don't love
What's
that.
the Taylor Swift stuff? The most successful woman on earth right now happens to be dating the greatest tight end of all time who's on the current dynasty. Why is everybody so mad about it?
I don't get it.
Why is everybody so mad about it?
It's
I'm sick of people being mad about it.
Makes sense.
You know what I like?
It's annoying.
What are we even talking about?
I love it.
And if you see, I know that's one half of the hammer. Cowboys telling digs. You love that type of stuff. You're not scared to stir it up a little bit in those particular parts of the world. But I don't fully understand. Now, at the beginning, I could see it.
Sure.
Oh, she's releasing a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on 14 commercials?
Yep.
Oh, we're getting worked right now? The NFL, a bunch of bums showcasing, shoving it down our throats.
Right.
I'm sick of seeing it. Every commercial, him. Every game, her. We're done. I could see that. But did you see them after the game yesterday?
Yeah,
That's what I was saying I loved.
Hey, they're an actual...
they love each other.
Yeah.
They love each other very
actual
much.
love. I am so happy that the world got to see that, and that I think... I don't want to say I told you so, because in sports media, a lot of people say that, and then they say a lot of things that are wrong, and they just refuse to chit-chat about those, and we are certainly no different than everybody else. But from the very beginning, I thought to myself, these two might be perfect for each other. These two might be perfect for each other. And then as you see it kind of unravel, I think he thanked her, obviously, for being a big part of the run. They were kissing. She got a chance to give him a big hug with his pads on. She got to see him go give a speech. She gave a shout out to Andy Reid. She dapped up Tony Romo. It's like Taylor's a part of the football world now. This is good news, not bad news. But a lot of people are going to say, you know, well, how many times is CBS going to show Taylor Swift at that Super Bowl? Well, she is a global phenomenon. She's selling out stadiums in all these countries in which it's their first game they're watching every single year. I assume they're going to show Taylor a lot.
Quite a bit.
I assume it's going to get real loud. But I assume that this Kansas City Chiefs team is going to somehow have a plan to win the game. One of the Chiefs' biggest believers, has actually had to make up excuses to a 9-year NFL vet, a man with a high football IQ, host of our program every single Monday through Wednesday, Darius J. Butler. I've had to make up excuses throughout this year about this Kansas City Chiefs team. I feel like I'm one of the biggest supporters of this Kansas City Chiefs team, just because, to what you were kind of saying there about, like, I enjoy watching greats be great. Because the amount of commitment that it takes to be great, no matter how easy anybody makes it, the amount of commitment is admirable for anybody that makes it to the top. Now, not every human that makes it to the top is an admirable human being, but I'm talking about the road that it took to get to the top of the mountain is always going to be a difficult one, even if people make it look easy. So the amount of work that Andy Reid has put in for football, obviously. Patrick Mahomes, same damn thing. Travis Kelce, same damn thing. Chris Jones, same thing. Even though he held out and everybody could think some things, like the amount of work it takes to get to that standpoint. Because you're just a human at the end of the day. Now, granted, certain gifts are bestowed upon numerous people that they aren't upon others, but you have to work to get there. So I enjoy watching the greats be great. I can't either. That's why whenever people are like mad about the game, I put out a poll. I was like, all right, Super Bowl's been set. Who's going to win this thing? And I think it was up over 100,000 votes or whatever. I don't remember the exact number, but a lot of it was. Okay, sweet. 165,000 votes. Thank you to all that participated. The Chiefs get the nod, and it was 58-42, and then it ends up at 56-44, because remember, we were wondering for a long time if the Twitter poll was real or not, because we realized quickly that once a percentage is seemingly set for both sides, it just stays that way. So is the first group, focus group of the poll doers, exactly the same as everybody going forward? That's kind of what Twitter has shown us. This moved from 58 to 56, so Niners fans came late, but a lot of the quote tweets said, who cares? I'm not watching this game.
Sure.
I hate this game. It's like, what are we talking about? These are electrifying football teams on both sides of the field for both teams now.
What's the matchup, I guess, based on your timeline that people want?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. So Detroit gets in, everybody's happy. It's like, I would be too, because it'd be a good story. But whenever Super Bowl comes around, are there still people like, happy Detroit's here? I don't know if that's still happening. I think it's obviously has to do with the Swift. And then you think about the two, Swift, Travis, Brock Purdy, those two have basically been
they elevated the Niners. If people are pissed and they're saying, oh, we keep showing Taylor Swift, all that stuff, what, like, all right, just, we've heard it enough, whatever. Just continue about your life, hopefully. But you gave this team juice. Like we said before, the Chiefs are like embracing the villains. We see Kelsey throwing the, Tucker stuff pregame, all of that. And you see like the energy they bring to the game on the road. Like, hey, it's us against the world, and that's how they're playing. So if you're pissed about that and that the fact that they're so good, I want to see somebody else do it, like, I think you're fueling them and giving them even more chips on their shoulders.
They loved going into Buffalo. I'm sure they loved going into Baltimore. And obviously Travis got to cut a promo afterwards. And he said, Chiefs is still the Chiefs. Is what he literally the first thing he said. Chiefs is still the Chiefs. And then to fight for your right to party.